Hi, I'm Menno, the developer and founder of HDashboards. Welcome to the actual first video I'm gonna upload on our YouTube channel, and that's actually a little basic guide on how to use HDashboards. So you either started a trial or you already got a license, which is amazing. Already thank you for that. The first thing I want to explain is I will use some software to pop up things on my screen to make it easier to explain. This is the web version. Usually this is the first entry level where people go, so the first page. But what I want to know, what I want to tell you is that if you're using an iPad or iPhone or Android phone or tablet, whatever, please make sure to download the native app. You can do this from the App Store, from the Play Store. The web version is really only made for desktop, so it's really good and has the same functionality as the app, other than doing live videos because browsers don't support RTSP. But other than that, they have all the same functionality, but they just don't run as smooth on your device as our native app does. So please use the native app, and for the scores and explanation videos, I will always use an Android phone as it's more or less the same in any device. So let's get started with the real version. So as you can see, I've got my phone here, and the first thing that's noticeable where some people make mistakes is that your account is not your Homey account. When registering on the HDashboards website with your Homey account, you provided a password. If you don't know the password, you can just go to the website and use forgot password to reset it, but it's not the same as a Homey password. So please note that. So let me log in here, just enter my email address. The email address is the same as your Homey email address, so that's maybe a bit the confusing part, but your password is HDashboards independent. Of course, for safety reasons, I cannot read your Homey password, and Homey cannot read your HDashboards password. When you log in for the first time, you will just see this, a nice welcome back Menno screen, which is actually funny because this is the first time you opened it, so you're not back, but that doesn't matter. We will start by creating an easy dashboard where I will take you to the current cards we provide fast as possible, but still understandable. So let's take a look at making a dashboard. When you create a dashboard, you can choose a name. Let's say we're gonna make a name like just home because it's the basic dashboard. This icon is clickable. When you click on it, you get the possibility to choose another icon. You can also search for things. When I search for home, I get, for instance, house icons, or like couch maybe, or living room. I cannot even write, but it doesn't really matter. Let's say we want home because it's the main dashboard. Edit. That's done. If you want to edit it, you can always press the edit icon on the right top and then press the dashboard. This way you can delete it, duplicate it, change the name, or change the icon again by clicking on it. When you're done with editing, you just press the check mark, and that's it. You're settled. Your first dashboard is created. It's just a little bit empty. So now when it's loaded up, let's see what we can do with it. We can press the edit icon, and now we are able to start creating something nicely. We can now use the plus icon to choose devices. So there are a couple of cards. I will try to take you to some of them. So let's add a device. For instance, I'm now in my office. Let's add the bulb office. Or office bulb it's called, I think. You can change the title if you don't want to have the title office bulb. So I'll just call it kantoorlamp in Dutch for now, since I'm a Dutch native speaker. And then you can choose a label capability. This is the value that's also shown in the card. This can be turned on, dim level. These are all coming from your Homey. For now, I will take none to just show you the basics. It loads the icon from the Homey app. If you still want to use a custom icon, we still have the same menu. When you click on it, you can change the icon. If you don't see the add button, you can scroll through this window. Then add the card. Nice! Our first card is added. As you can see, HDashboards automatically detect that it's a device with on-off. That's why we have a red icon. If we click on it, it turns green as on. The slider is automatically found because HDashboards scans for a dimmable device. It sees that the light is dimmable. So this way we can dim it and we can put the brightness higher and lower, and by just tapping it we can turn it off and on. There's another feature that mostly works for all cards, is long press. If you are not in edit mode and you long press a card, you go to the option screen. Now this is black because the light is turned off. There's the buttons of all devices. There's the dim level of all devices, so we can swipe it up here as well. There's a temperature or color mode. And this is the history of the device that's also read out of the Homey. All the connections HDashboards make are direct connections to your Homey. So you don't have to be afraid. We are not going to save this in the cloud. Literally the cloud's only there to save the layout of dashboards and the IDs of devices, but it never collects your data, and all the connections you make from the HDashboards app are straight directly to your Homey. Now, continuing in edit mode, there are a couple of things that we need to know. When you want to edit a card or delete a card, you can press the 3 dots on the top right corner, which gives you the edit and delete options. If you click outside of it, it will be gone. When you want to place a card on a different position, you press and hold the middle of the card, you hold it, and then you can drag it. You will also see a background to know where you can drop it. So let's drop it. Now changing the size. The best way to change the size is to go in a corner, hold it, and then we can change the size. So just tap and hold will make it possible to change the sizes. Now we got our first card. Let's take a quick look through some of the other cards we have. We had the device card. I will also show you a different device like a dbot. For my dbot, I really want to see what the current battery is. So let's add battery as a capability. As you can see, the icon is taken from the Homey app, and I can now see that the battery is at 16%. I can edit the card to hide the battery label, which is show capability label. Now it's only dbot 16%, and I can even change the title as, for instance, battery, just battery, for example. Done. That all works, and we already know how to resize, edit, and move it. So let's go to different cards. A flow card. A flow card is a card that can trigger a flow. If you're using advanced flows, make sure that the advanced flow needs to have a start button. So it really only works when there's a start card. Let me really fastly pop up one of my advanced flows to show how that will work. Or let's just create one together. That's the easiest part, I guess. Let me switch the device. So this works for basic flows and advanced flows. We're now just going to create a advanced flow. And I'm going to add the start card. So this is needed for HDashboards because this is the part that HDashboards will trigger. What we're going to do is immediately show a little secret. We're going to add a dashboards companion card, and what this card is going to do is it's going to send a notification for 3 seconds that we started the flow. So enter message, flow started, choose duration, 3 seconds. That's it. So we now have a flow that will send a notification to HDashboards with flow started for 3 seconds. This is a HDashboards companion app that you can download in the Homey App Store. So let's call this one the tutorial card, the tutorial flow, tutorial advanced flow. Perfect. Let's go back to our device. We're going to add a new card, so with the plus button, we're going to select flow, and now we're going to look up for tutorial. It's listed here because it has a start button. Advanced flows that don't have a start button are not listed here, so make sure you did you do what I showed you, is adding that start button. You can change the title, which is not needed right now, and boom. If you change the title, you change the text underneath here, and we have a nice button that can start a flow. Let's make it a bit smaller because we don't need to occupy all that space for just a little button. And when we press it, we get flow started notification. This notification is sent by the HDashboards companion app. There's a couple of notifications. You can even make sticky notifications that you need to confirm before they go away. For instance, when you put the trash outside or things like that. It's all possible with the HDashboards companion app, but we will make a video on that later. Nice. Now we also covered the flow card. Let's see what else we have. Oh, sorry. We have the flow token card. So a flow token card currently only works with Homey Pro 2023. Later on it will also be working on the 2016 and the 2019. And what you can do here is just display a value. And then you're asking me, of course, what type of value. Then we switch back to the Homey app. So these are the variables. So for instance, custom var test or next appointment, whatever. All these variables or made by apps can be displayed using the flow token. This way you can add custom text or things you want to edit by flows inside your dashboard. So let's add the custom var test to show that it actually works. We're looking for the custom var test, and we can choose an update interval. So when a flow edits it, it will automatically be updated, and it works, as you can see. That's nice. We can also change the icon by clicking the icon, and we can change the title by typing a title. Oh, I do see a little mistake. It didn't go back to the right card, so let's fix it in the next update. Nice. And as you can see, there's way more options that are all made by apps that currently run on your Homey. Perfect. What else do we have? The dashboard cards. In order to use the dashboard card, it would be nice to create a second dashboard. So we're going to make a second dashboard. We will call this one lights, for instance. A light dashboard. In this dashboard, I can also immediately show you some nice functionality. So we created the dashboard, we press the edit, and then the add icon to start adding things. What I want to show you right now is at the bottom, we have the layout option. Layout comes with additional functionality. So we will type here a title that shows us this is the lights dashboard. I can change the size, but I will keep it in the corner on the top here, at least in the just in the top. And under that, we're going to add a layout, not title, but we have also a digital clock, analog clock, timeline, and multicard. We're going to choose the multicard. This multicard header is optional, so you can choose to have a title or not. Multicard is a card that contains multiple devices in one card. As you can see, it will ask you to add your first device. So what we're going to do is I'm going to add my kitchen spots. I'm first going to add kitchen spot 1. I'm going to add kitchen spot 2. And I can scroll down, so I can also add kitchen spot 3. And I want to be able to manage all kitchen spots at the same time. And luckily I made a group using the Groups app for Homey that connects all those lights at the same time. So I'm going to add them, add that one as well. But I want that one actually to be at the top. So first I'll make it a bit bigger so everything fits. You can always screw through this list, but I want it more like this. Let's make it a bit wider. And now make sure this one is actually on top. So I'm going to move it up. So these are the options you have: move up, move down, edit, and delete. And now we can control the lights in the kitchen. As you can see, when I do one of them, the kitchen spot turns on because this is the behavior of the group. And when I click here, all of them turn on. Perfect. Now let's add a connection to this dashboard. Let's also change the icon. So we go to edit, click on it. And let's see if there's a bulb icon. There's actually a bulb icon. So let's give it a bulb icon. Perfect. Let's go back to our home dashboard and add a card, add dashboard card, and then we can choose, oh, I won't go too fast, so we first select dashboard. Which dashboard? We choose lights. We don't want a custom title. Edit. Perfect. Now, when you save it with the check mark, you have a button that goes to the light screen. Some other functionality that you need to know, or what I want to show you, is the settings of the app. So for startup dashboards, let's choose home. That's my main dashboard, so I always want to start this one up on this current device. The theme, I like more dark theme. Max width is something that you usually use on a desktop or a tablet, but usually on desktop. So max width is that dashboards in HDashboards HDashboards are saved in the amount of pixels on the x-axis, so the horizontal axis. Usually for phones this is 4, for a tablet it's 10 or 11. If you want to edit dashboards on a desktop, you can always fill in 10 or 11. So make sure that you have the same amount of positions. So if I go to edit here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we want to change this dashboard on a computer, we go to the settings and fill in 4. Now, we already got some cards going. We've got a multi-card in our lights dashboard. We got a variable card, we got a flow card, we got device cards, and we know how to edit things. We also have a image card. So image cards is a difference between image and image URL. An image URL is the easiest usable card. You can just actually fill in the URL and that image will be loaded from the internet. Let's go to the image card itself, which is a bit more advanced. For the image card, we need to choose a device that contains an image in Homey that we want to show. So let's say it's for me the doorbell. That's a very funny picture, so maybe let's choose a different card. Okay, side door. Yeah, for instance, the side door. I can choose the image will fill or contain. The fill or contain are the most used options. So fill means that it always is filling the whole card, so you never see the background of the card. And contain makes sure that it's always the right size in proportion, so the aspect ratio is maintained. So I usually use contain. Now we can add it to the dashboard, and boom, we have a nice image card. It also listens to the Homey events, so when there is new motion, it should automatically update the image. We can add a title or remove the title to have a cleaner image. That all works. So that's also covered. Let's see what else we have. So the image URL is a bit explained, and the video stream URL is something I will explain in a later video because it needs a bit of more explanation. The layout card. The layout card has the title, as we already seen, and the multi-card, as we have seen. It also contains a digital clock and let's add another one, an analog clock. So to add a clock on your dashboard, you can easily do that with this system. You can also choose if you want to see the date or not. And if you click on it, it gets bigger. So if you ever have it on a tablet or whatever, it's too small, click on it and you will get a full-size clock. Same counts actually for the image. You can even zoom in the image. I cannot show it right now because I'm using a virtual phone to make the video instead of a real phone. Perfect. Well, that's settled. We also have the timeline card. A timeline card is actually the timeline you also see in the Homey app. You can use flows to write something to the timeline card, or you can just display the timeline. These are actually the basics of HDashboards. More videos coming up later about the other parts. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and see you in the next one.